Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to give you a full workout voiceover of essentially this is my week one of my new training cycle. So I just competed and now right now, since I am looking to, fill out the 90 kilos, put on some more muscle mass, a lot of my training right now is mostly focused around hypertrophy. So what you're seeing right here is a 4x6 of ascending sets from RPE 5 to 6 on close grip bench press. I really like ascending sets for helping manage fatigue. Also help me stay more in the zone on my sets, more in the pocket, so to speak. You can also see that right here I'm using a fat pad, which is actually what I bought for the gym. It is a competition fat pad, so it's not like the Thompson fat pad that David Late has. It's just really, really wide. And kind of provides more of an unfair advantage than the competition fat pad does. Basically, this just helps me with my shoulders, being able to tolerate a little bit more pressing volume, since the competition pad it's just not as stable. With the thickness of the pad, you can essentially have a little bit more stability on the pad. Really helps for guys with really, really long arms like myself. But I worked my way up from 225 to 240 on bench. I'm trying to really stay in the pocket on bench press. I tend to overshoot a lot, and I think that's a big reason for me not having much progress, just because I just get fatigued and fall out of where I know that I should be with my training. Also, just not eating enough, because pressing is just something that does not move if you're not at least at maintenance. And the fact that I've been stalled out for quite a while. Combination of a couple things, just not really training as intelligently on my bench press, and then just not eating enough. So I'm just hoping that what I'm doing right now is going to help out after that. After that, I had 3 sets of 10 to 12 on dumbbell bench press at RPE 7. You might look at this and be like, oh, like that didn't look very hard. Because I have really, really long arms, my bench press dies off really, really fast. So basically, like I can go from looking at like an RPE 6 to an RPE 10 within one rep. It's just kind of how my body works. It's kind of annoying, but it's just what I got to do. And at least I know that, and that's what matters. Then I move on to some single arm cross body tricep pushdowns. I really like these. I just get a way better mind muscle connection on them than I do with normal tricep pushdown. I also do think it is important to have some sort of unilateral work with each of your limbs to help make sure that you are training each side um, in a unique manner that basically, in case there are any sort of imbalances, since if you are right-handed, you can probably assume that your right side is going to be slightly stronger than your left. This just helps keep things a little bit more quote unquote even. But yeah, I really, really like these. Have a really good mind muscle connection. I'm absolutely just smashing arm work more than I ever have this new training cycle. Just because I really want bigger arms. I think that's something that's really holding me back on my bench press, because like my pecs are pretty big, but my arms are just really small, and that's just holding me back on bench. So I'm trying to do a little bit more volume on it, see what happens. I actually realized like I'm not really getting super sore in my triceps or my biceps from more volume. So I'm going to see how things go. Since I did increase sets to about 15 direct sets per week on my triceps and biceps. I actually have an arm day too, which is something I've never done. So I'm interested to see how that works. Then moved on to some underhand grip lat pull downs. Something that I do is I like to change up my grip on lat pull downs each sort of 4 weeks, because I do basically 4 weeks of accumulation, 1 week down of deload. So basically it's like 3 build weeks and 1 deload week. I like to change up the grip width a little bit and the grip style, just because your back is a pretty complex muscle group. Having multiple different grips and sort of angles that you are hitting a muscle from makes a lot of sense, especially for the back. So this was a nice, new exercise. I just trying to, grow all around. Then doing some lat prayers. These are something that's a little bit more isolation of the lats in particular. These are something that I haven't really done a ton of, but they're supposed to kind of get that lower lats a little bit more involved, and that's something that I don't really have much of, since a lot of my back work is upper back work and rowing because that's a little more common for powerlifting. But because I am more in my off season, I just want to get a little bit more complete development. I'm going to be incorporating a little bit more single arm lat pull downs, basically things like this too that just have the elbow dragged more down towards the hip instead of being outward. Because essentially, if you are having your elbows more flared out, you're probably getting a little more upper back. And if your elbows are a little bit more close to your sides, you're probably getting a little bit more of lat. But it's good to have basically like a multiple types of exercises that you are doing. Then I did some seated cable rows. Haven't done these in a while. Really like these. I had the closer grip, not the prime grip on this. I wasn't able to get as much of a retraction lockout, but like this felt really good. Most of my reps here on my accessories are within that 15 to 20 rep range. It just makes sense coming out of the meets. It's a new stimulus, something I'm not as used to. So things are going pretty well with this. My back can't handle a ton of direct back work actually, because I do rely a lot on my back on deadlift since my legs are weaker. So basically, I'm trying to stay within that 12 to 14 sets of direct back work per week in combination with my deadlifts, because in the past I have overdone that and I'm just always sore in my back, and that's not good because if you're always sore, that means you're probably just repairing and not growing. So essentially, when you are gauging how much volume they should do for muscle group, I basically say, am I able to heal on time for the next session? Am I getting some sort of soreness or disruption in my muscle group? Doesn't need to be delayed onset muscle soreness, but I should feel like I trained my back, like something happened, or whatever muscle group I am doing. And then is my performance able to improve? Those are basically things that you want to be able to make sure that you're all doing. If you're not, improving or not healing on time, you probably need to reduce volume. If you're not, it feels like you're kind of doing nothing, you're healing well ahead of schedule, you should probably add a little bit of volume. Basically, increasing or decreasing about 20% increments is pretty smart. Then I'd move on to some incline dumbbell curls, again, 3x10 to 15. Most of these are going to be within RP 7 to 8 since I am in the first week of my accumulation. As I do get closer to week 4, I push more towards that 9 RPE on all my sets. But yeah, I really love training my biceps, honestly. It's one of my favorite muscle groups to train. I've always just felt a really good mind-muscle connection with it. Yeah, these were a lot of fun. Then I moved on to, for my last exercise of the day, some hanging knee raises. I kind of suck at these, to be honest. I have neglected doing knee raises and lower ab work, quote unquote, for a while. I usually would just do like crunches, alveolar rollouts, stuff like that, planks. And I'm trying to do something else because, hey, this is a new opportunity for growth. But yeah, but that was basically the entire workout. Took me quite a bit of time. I'm just training a lot right now. I really want to make sure I'm putting on as much muscle as I possibly can. Weighing around 187 to 188 in the mornings right now. I'm filling out a lot more. I'm feeling a lot better though than I did all prep. So yeah, just looking to gain around 2 pounds a month. So yeah, that's essentially the workouts. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, just ask them down below. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.